Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome to the channel if you're new here. My name's Will, and you're watching... So today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the Vulcan 160 amp spool gun for the Vulcan Omnipro 220, the MIG-Max 140, the MIG-Max 215, and obviously the Omnipro. Now, very versatile gun, and it goes along with all the Vulcan line. So let's jump in it. So let me go ahead and just start by saying this thing is worth its weight in gold.
That's gold, Jerry. Gold!
If you have ever had to have aluminum repairs done, you already know they're extremely expensive, and it could go upwards of over $100 an hour in welding. And that's just something you could be done with a MIG gun, let alone TIG. We're not going to go down that road.
I'm a god.
So this costs $250 on top of the price of the MIG-Max or the Omnipro. In my opinion, it's saved me thousands of repairs, and I've made a lot of money off of it. So that's just a quick overview of the gun. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Now, when you purchase this, it's going to come in a nice little carrying case that looks something like that. And I have that, but I figured just get it out of the box, get it to you guys quickly, because attention span of a squirrel. Now, a quick overview of some specifications on this. I'm going to put them on the screen. We'll scroll slowly, slowly, slowly. You're looking at, its duty cycle is 160 amps at 35%. The wire size could be 030 or 035. I run 030 in it. And that's about it. It has a 10-foot cable. And yeah, nice plastic body. So, right off the bat, yes, it's cumbersome. This is a large piece of equipment.
Wow.
Because the spool is encased inside of the gun itself, the housing. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that open and we'll check it further. So on the inside here, as you can see, I have a 1-pound aluminum wire spool. I've used probably about 10 of these so far through this gun. Everything's self-contained in there. You have your specifications, and it's very, very foolproof. If you can't set this up, you probably don't need to be messing with it. But it is extremely easy. If you've never used a welder before, it'll hold your hand. Now, quality. For $250, what am I getting? Well, you're getting, it looks like all machined aluminum. Everything in there is nice, thick and sturdy. The rollers flip it around. You can flip it around, have 035. The tensioner, everything's planned out in here. I've not had a bird nest yet, and nothing fail. Everything feels good. The gun doesn't rattle and shake. And you'll close that bad boy up. Ready to weld. Now, as far as quality goes on the gun itself, do I feel it could be better for $250 without tax? Maybe. But at the same time, you try going into your local, like, won't say their names, but local stores that would carry something like this for a different welder, you're thinking $400 or $500 just for this, let alone the machine. And I think for the $250 price tag, it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's not okay. It's good. You're not going to be throwing this around, and you shouldn't be throwing this around. But even if you do, I feel like it could take some hits. The plastic's fairly thick. Everything's easy to get to. It's all right there. The only complaint I have is the 10-foot power cable. I feel like a little longer would be nice, but because, you know, you've got, it's just cumbersome. Hand feel, very nice. Little awkward having all that junk in the trunk back there, but you get used to it after a while. You could tuck it up on your arm when you're welding, or tuck it on your back of your wrist right there. Trigger is the exact same as on that lead over there. Decent, It's not the greatest thing. It could be a little more robust, but I don't see where you're going to need something more robust. You're not going to be throwing this around. It's $250. I hope you wouldn't. You can do you. All accessible. This all comes off. If something happens in here and you need to replace parts, pop that open. You can get to everything in there. This all comes off. If maybe you jerked it around too hard and a wire came out. Don't know. Slip-on tip nozzle. Same tip as the Vulcan gun uses. All the way down to the diffuser, nozzle, and tip. Slides right back on. You can all this can be bought at Harbor Freight. And all in all, I'll give it a 8 out of 10 on hand feel and quality. Let's move on to how you hook it up to the machine. Okay, so now I have the Omnipro 220, absolute powerhouse of a machine. Do not let the people tell you it is not. Anyway, so what you'll do, get right in the light. Good job. What you'll do is, you don't even have to remove the spool. I do because I don't like it in there. Unhook your wire running through the feeder. And then back that all the way out. Take all your old stuff out. Slide the new. Slide that. That is your aluminum. Slide it in where the other one went. Like so. Make sure it's as far as you can push it. Tighten the little tightener back down. Feed your remote cable through. Feed it in this one, not the foot pedal, this one. Tighten that down. Then you'll come over here, get better lighting. And then this is all on the one thing. It's got the remote right there, and there's your gas. So you'll take your gas line. There's a port on the front of these Omnipros. Plug it into that. Now, your ground. You're going to get your polarity swapped over like the way I have it. Take a mental picture, but it will tell you on here as well. You'll want to swap this around. So without further ado, let's fire this thing up and go through the settings. So we're going to go ahead and show you how the setup's going to go. I've already showed you how to put it in there and power the machine on. Alright, now go to home. Almost every spool, or at least the website you bought it from, is going to tell you what alloy it is. I've got 4043. So I'm going to set this to 4043. Click that. Make sure this matches. Coming out, going in. Confirm. Set your diameter, gauge thickness, and it'll give you ballpark settings. Now, I've noticed with the aluminum, it's not the greatest presetting, so just beware the presettings aren't always going to put you where you need them to be. Now, I do have to go over some things with y'all before welding this aluminum. If you've ever welded aluminum before, you already know it's a little bit brighter than steel, and it just seems to hurt more when you get burnt by it. And I'm not talking spatter, I'm talking sunburn, weld burn, weld flash. So PPE, at least a long sleeve, pair of gloves, and make sure any exposed skin is covered. You will get toasty. I don't care what your friend Bob says or Ron down the road said, something's wrong with him. You will get burnt. Alright, I've got a piece tacked together here. Hey, that's hot. Another thing, aluminum loves to conduct heat. Doesn't look hot, just burnt the frick out of my fingers. Alright, so I'm going to put my hood and gloves on and we're going to weld this. Just got done talking about PPE and I burned my fingers. Woo! Now, while welding aluminum, you're going to be pushing, never pulling with aluminum. Give you guys a quick lesson on that. Always push at a pretty severe angle, because you will introduce all kinds of not goods. So we're going to go ahead and run a bead here And I'm using a recommended setting, so let's see how it does on 1/8 inch material. Onward. So, a little hot. Cool down, I'm not falling for your crap twice. Alright, let's turn this noisy thing off. Now, let's get into the piece. So by looking at, so this is the side that the Harbor Freight Omnipro said I need for 1/8 inch aluminum. Now, it's okay. It's a little hot. And you think more penetration on aluminum is better, and to a point, yes. But you see, let me show it a little better there. See that, like, almost a concave there? Where it's swooping down. Like my finger fits in it. Should fit flush with it. So, my settings. Ooh, look. It's dimes. Da da da. Everybody cares about that look. Didn't have that. Still getting proper penetration. And really, if you really just want to get this look, just cast your distance and walk it back a little bit with each one. Like so. You'll hear it. You'll just have to get used to hearing it. But watch my finger. That is the best way to do that. And if you're welding thin material, you can cast it out like that. But make sure you're overlapping back on your previous weld. Otherwise, you're not. You're just basically making it look pretty. You're not getting any penetration. And fun fact, I got good penetration on there. You can see along the back side. The one that was too hot cracked. Aluminum's a strange little creature. So back to the gun. I mean, as you've seen, it worked flawlessly. Highly recommend it. If you're going to be doing anything aluminum remotely and you don't know how to TIG, or you don't want to learn how to TIG weld, Harbor Freight's got you hooked up. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it. And this was tested on the Omnipro 220, just to show you the Omnipro really is the pro of all things. Now, can't tell you anything about this on TIG, because I don't TIG, and I wouldn't use this to TIG. But I will tell you, it welds aluminum, and it welds aluminum pretty. If you like those results, and you want to go ahead and get one for yourself, I fully recommend and support you buying this machine, or any of the Vulcan line, or any of the titanium line, because the titanium line also has a aluminum spool gun. And I've heard great things about it too. So it just boils down to what you're wanting to do. I've had the Omnipro going on for almost 5 years. Well, yeah, it'd be 5 years almost. And it's a beast. And I love this machine. And it's welded a lot. And it's never bird nested, never given me any problems. And it's easy. It's so easy. Just sit there and tweak with it, you know. Just check it out. I think that's about all we got for today. Do I recommend the Vulcan Omnipro 220 or the MIG Max's Vulcan spool gun? 110%. 10 out of 10. I recommend that every time versus paying $150 an hour or whatever they charge to have aluminum welded. When you could do it yourself. DIY. Do it yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys stuck to the end here. You don't understand how much it means to me that I have 203 of you willing to watch me babble about my equipment that I'm just stoked to show you guys about. Because this is about you guys learning knowledge. It helps me to do it, and this is my release, helping you guys do these things. But really, in the end, you guys are the stars. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time.